media. We're joined now by head coach Michael Desormeaux from Louisiana. Coach, would you mind giving us an opening statement to start us off?
Yeah, so just wrapped up spring last weekend. You know, the kind of the theme of the spring this year was just opportunity. A lot of new things going on here, right? Lost some really good players, but we felt like our roster was in a really good spot, and a lot of guys that you just wanted to see step up and compete for positions, for new roles, for new leadership roles, even. You got a lot of that done. So certainly a lot better than we were day one when we finished on day 15. But there's a ton of work to be done, before September, and we got the right group to do it, though.
All right, for our media on the call, for anybody that just joined us, type your questions in the chat and I'll read those aloud for Coach. Coach, jumping over to the NFL draft side of things, you have a couple of draft prospects for sure out of Louisiana. You mentioned from last year, one who stands out certainly was offensive lineman Max Mitchell. What makes him such a special player as he's trying to make his move to the next level?
Well, I mean, the thing with Max is that you just got consistency. The guy practiced every day like a pro from the time he was a freshman until his last day here. And, there's a lot of times out there where you got guys that once they finish up, then they really start working hard to get ready for pro day and for their opportunity. Max used every single day as an opportunity. And, he's got an underdog mentality, which I love about him. Was not highly recruited out of high school. He chose to come to the University of Louisiana. And I mean, that guy put it on the line every day for us and poured his heart and soul into it. So, Max's consistency is just something that I certainly admire. Great leader. I've never been around a better practice player in my life than a guy like him. And, he certainly didn't have to be. So, everything he gets, he deserves, man. That kid has worked his tail off for it.
Next question's here from Justin Zimmer. Coach, after having a full offseason as head coach, how have you differentiated your team from Coach Napier's where you are on the coaching staff?
The structure of what we did with Coach Napier was, that's what he brought to us, was a structure and how to do, everything from practice format to how the offseason structure to the timeline that we do things. And that was something that the formula for us was really good and it worked really well. So, the things that he did as far as the structure and organization go, you're not going to change a whole lot of that. I agreed with Coach Napier with most of the things that we did. I mean, I saw eye to eye on a lot of the things and I saw it work. I was here when it didn't, and then I saw him make the change and saw it work. So, there's not a whole lot of structural change that I was really willing to or wanted to change or, kind of move things around, but everyone's got their own personality. And, he and I are very different. And, for me, I am who I am, and I can't try to do it in any kind of way other than the way I know how to do it. So, I've just tried to put my own personality on it. I think the thing that we've done is we've got players that work really hard. I want them to know how much I appreciate that work. And, our coaching staff has really kind of taken a developmental approach to this thing, treat everyone like their day one, coaching from the ground up and let's try to make progress every single day. So, not a whole lot has changed as far as the way that we're practicing or the schemes that we're using. It's just really just me getting in there and kind of getting to do it from a different seat. That's about it.
Coach, our next one here is from Paul Swan. Could you talk a little bit about the addition of Southern Miss to the West Division and what the other new members mean to the league?
For me personally, this is such an exciting thing to have these teams coming into here. I've been around the Sun Belt for a long time, and I was here kind of right at the end of my time as a player was whenever there was like an exodus from the Sun Belt. And so to see these teams so actively seek to become members of the Sun Belt, it just means so much to me. It's something I'm proud of. Adding a team like Southern Miss in our division, well, first, that's an old rivalry that a lot of people probably don't know or understand, but that rivalry goes back a long time, and that game used to be played yearly, back and forth. So for us, it's a regional rival that our fans know that they can get excited about. It's right down the road for us, which is always a great thing. You can travel back and forth, and Will Hall and that staff over there, they're going to do a phenomenal job at Southern Miss. I mean, I've worked with Will, tons of respect for him and the way that he does it. And I know what those guys have in front of them, and I know the way that they're going to get it done. So you're adding another really quality team in the West with them. Then you add, Old Dominion, Marshall, and James Madison. And I mean, those are really good football programs. I think it adds to our footprint. It takes us further east, and it makes better travel partners for some of our Eastern teams. So I think it's a win-win situation. I think you add good ball clubs. I think you add administration that's excited about football, that wants to grow their brand and wants to grow the sport. Particularly football, is what we're talking about here. But it's a great day for the Sun Belt when you add quality teams like that. And it's something that I'm, like I said, just really proud of our conference for being in this position, to be able to add teams of this caliber.
Coach, shifting back to the NFL draft side of things one more time, safety Percy Butler also joined Mitchell at the NFL Combine. I believe he put up the second fastest 40 at his position. Which of his skills do you think will really translate to the next level?
Percy's just the ultimate competitor. We recruited Percy out of high school, out of Plaquemine, and from the time he got here, you could just tell he had an edge to him. And I'll never forget, we played Troy in 2018, and Percy had a banged up shoulder, and he's running down there on kickoff coverage with one arm hanging, and he's making plays on kickoff coverage. And that's just the kind of heart and determination that kid has. He's developed into one heck of a safety. He takes coaching. He's, no job is too small for him to do. He had over 1,000 gradable snaps on special teams throughout his college career. He was a great safety in this league. Not a lot of guys are willing or want to do that. And Percy was the type of kid that you had to tell him, okay, Percy, you can play on these teams. You can't play on all four. We got to give you a break at some point. So he's a team first guy, ultimate competitor. And, he's a guy that just did it the right way. He came in, he was not a day one starter when he got here as a freshman, had to develop a little bit, but made an impact for us from day one on teams. And you just saw his role continue to grow, saw him grow as a leader. And then, you see Percy just, again, you talk about the work that it requires. He's just a guy that's willing to do the work every day. And, I think in the NFL, in a league full of stars, you need a guy that comes in there with no ego, that just says, whatever job you need me to do, I'm going to do. And Percy's 100% that guy. He's one of the best players that we've ever had here. And he didn't have to play special teams if he didn't want to, but not only did he play them, he impacted the game on those teams. So I think it speaks a lot to his character and the kind of person he is and competitor he is.
All right. Thank you for your time this morning, Coach Desormeaux. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys, man. I appreciate y'all. Looking forward to this thing.